My beloved child. Something happened last night. While you were sleeping, a door cracked open in the invisible world. You felt it, didn't you? That strange pull in your chest just before dawn. That moment when your mind whispered a name you hadn't spoken in years. You thought it was just a dream. But it wasn't. Something has shifted. And now, someone is being pulled back toward you. Not by coincidence. Not by chance. By a force that has been watching, waiting, and planning this very moment since before you were born. But here is the part they didn't tell you. Here is the part your heart is not ready to hear. The return you have been secretly hoping for, it is already in motion. The journey that was once broken is now being mended. The connection you thought was lost forever is now breathing again. And that person? The one who left? They are being led back. Step by step. Mile by mile. But there is a problem. A serious one. And you need to know about it now. Because what is coming toward you is beautiful. Almost too beautiful to believe. But something else is coming with it. Something you cannot see. Something that has been waiting in the shadows of this reunion. And if you are not careful, the very thing you have been praying for will slip through your fingers before it even arrives. You have to understand. This is not just another chapter in your story. This is the chapter. The one that rewrites everything you thought you knew. The one that tests the limits of what you are willing to forgive. What you are willing to believe. And what you are willing to let go of. But that is not all. There is another layer. A hidden one. One that has been buried beneath years of silence and hurt. One that involves not just them, but you. Because this journey is not about them coming back. It is about the reason they left in the first place. And the truth behind that reason? It is not what you think. You have carried a story in your heart. A story of what happened. A story of who was wrong. A story of why things fell apart. But that story, it is missing pieces. Critical pieces. And those pieces are about to surface. You are about to see something you have never seen before. And when you do, everything will change. The anger you have held? It will soften. The blame you have carried? It will begin to make sense. But here is the warning. Here is the part that keeps me awake at night just thinking about it. Because I know your heart. I know how deeply you care. And I know how much this person means to you. But the problem that is arriving with them? It is not what you expect. It is not another fight. It is not another betrayal. It is something far more delicate. Far more fragile. They are not coming back the same person. They have changed. And the changes? Some of them are beautiful. Some of them will make you fall in love all over again. But some of them will challenge you. Some of them will ask you to stretch. To grow. To become someone you have never been before. This is the problem. Not them. Not the past. Not the mistakes. It is the future. And whether you are ready for it. The connection between you and this person has always been different. You have felt it from the very beginning. That unexplainable knowing. That feeling that no matter how far apart you were still together. That is real. That is not imagination. That is the thread. And now that thread is pulling tighter. But every thread that tightens also pulls something else. And the question is not whether they will return. They will. The question is what they are bringing with them. And whether your heart is prepared to handle it. Because this time, they are not coming back to leave again. This time is different. This time is permanent. But permanence requires something from you. Something you have not yet given. Are you still with me? Good. Because the next part is the most important. The part that no one tells you. The part that your soul has been waiting to hear. And you are not going to want to miss it. Stay with me. Just a little longer. Because the biggest truth is still hidden. And it is about to change everything. The return is almost here. But first, you must understand what you are welcoming. And what you must finally release. You are still here. That means something. That means your heart already knows what your mind is still afraid to admit. You have been waiting for this person longer than you have told anyone. Longer than you have even admitted to yourself. And now that the waiting is almost over, fear has slipped in. Not fear of them. Fear of yourself. Because here is the truth that sits beneath this entire journey. The person who is coming back. They have been changed by the time away. But so have you. And the version of you that they left behind, that person no longer exists. You are not the same. You have been through your own fire. You have carried your own silence. You have healed in ways that no one has ever seen. And that healing, it has created something new in you. Something strong. Something clear. But that new version of you? It demands something different now. And that is the problem. Because the old patterns between you and this person, they are going to rise up again. They are going to knock on the door of your heart and try to enter. And you are going to have to decide, whether to let them in or lock them out forever. This is not about them. This is about the cycle. The cycle that pulled you apart the first time. The cycle that made you both suffer. The cycle that left you standing in the ruins of what could have been. That cycle, it is not dead. It is sleeping. And the return of this person? It is going to wake it up. Unless you do something different. Unless you become someone who does not fall back into the same rhythm. This is the serious problem. Not their flaws. Not their mistakes. Not their past. It is the gravitational pull of the old story. The story that you both wrote together without even realizing it. And that story, it wants to repeat itself. It wants to drag you back into the same arguments. The same misunderstandings. The same silences that hurt so much. But you are not the same. Remember that. You are not the same. And because you are not the same, you have the power to rewrite the ending. But you have to see the trap first. You have to see it clearly. And that is where this moment becomes sacred. This is the moment before the storm. This is the calm that everyone misses. This is the space where you get to choose. Not just whether they come back. But who you will be when they arrive. And here is the hidden piece. The piece that is going to shift everything. They are coming back because they need you. Not in the old way. Not in the dependent way. Not in the way that drains you. They are coming back because their soul recognized something in yours that it could not find anywhere else. And that recognition, it terrified them. It is what made them leave in the first place. They left because they were afraid of how much they needed you. They left because the depth of the connection overwhelmed them. They left because they did not believe they deserved you. And now? Now they are returning because they finally understand. They understand that the connection was never the problem. The fear was. And they have been working on that fear. They have been facing it. They have been breaking it down piece by piece. But here is what they still do not know. They do not know if you will still want them. They do not know if you have already closed the door. They do not know if the waiting has turned into bitterness. And that uncertainty? It is eating them alive. They are not coming back with pride. They are coming back with humility. They are coming back with a heart that is cracked open. And that cracked open heart, it is fragile. More fragile than you can imagine. So the problem is not whether they will show up. The problem is how you will meet them. Will you meet them with the walls you have built? Will you meet them with the pain you have stored? Will you meet them with the questions you have been rehearsing for years? Or will you meet them with something new? Something that does not look like the past. Something that does not sound like the past. Something that feels like a beginning instead of an ending. That is the choice. And that choice will determine everything. This is where the story bends. Not in the big moments. Not in the dramatic reunion. But in the quiet space before the reunion. The space you are in right now. The space of preparation. The space of readiness. And this person. They are preparing too. They are rehearsing their words. They are imagining your face. They are hoping you will look at them the way you used to. But they are also terrified that you will not. Terrified that the warmth in your eyes has turned cold. Terrified that you have moved on. Terrified that they are too late. And here is the part you need to hear. The part that will save you both. They are not coming back to hurt you again. That is the truth they have been carrying. That is the truth they have been trying to prove to themselves. They have changed. Not completely. Not perfectly. But deeply. And that change, it is real. It was not easy. It cost them something. It cost them their pride. It cost them their excuses. It cost them the comfortable story they told themselves. And now they are standing at the edge of your life. Waiting for permission. Waiting for a sign. Waiting for you to open the door. But before that door opens, you must ask yourself one question. A question that will shape the rest of your life. Do you still believe in them? Not in who they were. Not in who they promised to be. But in who they are becoming. Because if you do not believe in that, then the return is meaningless. If you do not believe that people can change, then this reunion will only bring more pain. But if you do believe, if you still have that spark of faith in your heart, then you are about to witness something miraculous. Something that will make all the years of waiting worth it. Something that will make you understand why it had to happen this way. But the journey is not finished. There is still one more layer. One more truth that has not been spoken. One more piece that will make everything click into place. And that peace is coming. It is already moving toward you. So stay here. Stay in this moment. Do not run from the feeling rising in your chest. Because what is about to be revealed? It will answer the question you have been too afraid to ask. The question that has haunted you in the quiet hours. The question that has followed you through every sleepless night. And when that answer arrives, you will finally understand. Everything. Every tear. Every silence. Every goodbye. It was all leading to this. And this is only the beginning. My beloved child. You have come this far. And something is stirring in you now. A knowing. A deep, quiet knowing that you cannot explain. It is not in your mind. It is in your bones. It is the feeling that this moment matters more than any other. And you are right. Because what I am about to tell you, it is the part that no one else sees. The part that even this person does not fully understand about themselves. You see, they are not just coming back to you because they miss you. They are coming back because they have been called. Yes. Called. By something greater than their own will. By something that has been orchestrating this reunion since the very first day you met. You think it was coincidence that you crossed paths? You think it was luck that your souls recognized each other? No, my beloved. That was the first thread. The first invisible pull. And now that thread is leading them home. But here is the hidden layer. The one that will change how you see everything. They have been carrying a burden. A burden they never told you about. A burden that made them push you away when all they wanted was to pull you closer. And that burden, it is about to be lifted. But before it can be lifted, it must be seen. And you are the one who must see it. Not to fix it. Not to carry it for them. But to witness it. To acknowledge it. To let them know that you see the weight they have been carrying alone. That is what they need more than anything. Not your forgiveness. Not your understanding. But your witness. Your presence. Your quiet acknowledgement that their struggle was real. And that you do not hold it against them. This is the part of the journey that is rarely spoken about. The part that happens in the silence between words. The part that happens when two hearts finally stop protecting themselves. And that moment is coming. It is closer than you think. But there is something else. Something that has been waiting in the wings. Something that has been keeping this reunion from happening until now. And it is not what you expect. It is not external. It is not another person. It is not a circumstance. It is a wound. A wound deep inside this person that they have been trying to heal on their own. A wound that has nothing to do with you. And everything to do with their own story. Their own childhood. Their own fears. Their own belief that they are not enough. And that belief has been the invisible wall between you. The wall that kept them from fully giving themselves to you. The wall that made them run when things got too real. The wall that made them choose distance over intimacy. But that wall, it is finally cracking. Not because they broke it down. But because they have grown. They have healed enough to see it. And now they are standing on the other side of that wall. Looking at you. Wondering if you will still be there when they step through. And you will be. I know you will be. Because your heart has never stopped believing in them. But here is the question you must answer. Not for them. For yourself. Are you ready to receive them with the same openness you had before? Are you ready to let go of the story you have been telling yourself about why they left? Are you ready to stop protecting your heart from the possibility of being hurt again? Because that protection, it has become a cage. A cage that has kept you safe. But also a cage that has kept you from truly living. And now the door of that cage is opening. The one they left through is now the door they are returning through. And you have a choice. You can stay inside the cage. Or you can step out. Step out and meet them with a heart that is still tender. Still vulnerable. Still open. I know that is terrifying. I know every part of you is screaming to guard yourself. But that is not why you have waited so long. That is not why your soul has held on through all the silence. You waited because you believed. You waited because you knew this day would come. And now it is here. And the fear is real. But the love is realer. And the love is what matters. The love is what will carry you through the awkwardness. The love is what will dissolve the tension. The love is what will remind you why your soul chose this person in the first place. So do not be afraid of the return. Do not be afraid of the feeling rising in your chest. Do not be afraid of the hope that is trying to bloom again. That hope is not naive. That hope is not foolish. That hope is the most grounded thing you have ever felt. Because it is not based on what they were. It is based on what they are becoming. And what they are becoming is someone who can finally meet you where you are. Someone who can finally hold the space you have been holding alone. Someone who can finally say the words you have been waiting to hear. Not because they are perfect. But because they are ready. And so are you. You just do not know it yet. But you will. You will feel it the moment their eyes meet yours. You will feel it the moment their voice says your name. You will feel it the moment their presence fills the room. And in that moment, everything will make sense. Every tear. Every question. Every moment of doubt. It will all fall into place. Because the return was never about them coming back to you. It was about both of you finally arriving at the same place at the same time. And that place is home. So take a breath. Let go of the need to control how this unfolds. Let go of the need to know every detail. Let go of the need to prepare for every outcome. Because this is bigger than your preparation. This is bigger than your fear. This is the moment your soul has been waiting for. And it is almost here. But there is one final piece. One piece that will seal everything. One piece that will make you understand why it had to be this way. And it is coming in the next part. Are you ready to hear it? My beloved child. You are almost there. You can feel it, can't you? That electric hum beneath your skin. That strange stillness in the air around you. That sense that something is about to break open. And it is. But not in the way you imagine. Not with a grand gesture. Not with a dramatic confession. It is going to happen quietly. In a moment so ordinary that you might almost miss it. And that is the beauty of it. That is the signature of something real. Because real love does not arrive with trumpets. It arrives with a soft knock. A hesitant voice. A pair of eyes that are afraid to hope. And that is exactly how they are going to come back to you. Not as the person who left. Not as the person who broke your heart. But as someone who is just as scared as you are. Someone who has been rehearsing what to say for months. Someone who has been fighting their own fear just to show up. And when they do, you are going to see something in their eyes. Something you have never seen before. Clarity. Not the clarity of someone who has all the answers. But the clarity of someone who finally knows what they want. And what they want is you. Not the idea of you. Not the memory of you. Not the comfort of you. But the real you. The messy you. The complicated you. The you that has grown and changed and become someone new. They want all of it. Every part. Even the parts you are still learning to love. And that is the gift they are bringing. Not a promise of perfection. Not a guarantee of painlessness. But a willingness to stay. A willingness to do the work. A willingness to be present when things get hard. And things will get hard. Because they always do. Life always finds a way to test what is real. And this reunion will be tested. Mark my words. It will be tested by old patterns. Tested by past hurts. Tested by the ghosts of everything that went wrong. But here is what makes this time different. Both of you know the ghosts now. Both of you have seen them clearly. And neither of you wants to repeat the past. That shared awareness is your shield. That mutual desire is your sword. And together, you will face whatever comes. But there is still one more thing. One more hidden truth that must be brought into the light. It is about the timing. The reason this is happening now and not sooner. The reason you had to wait so long. And the reason the waiting was not a punishment. It was a preparation. Think about who you were 3 years ago. Think about who you were when they left. You were not ready for this. You were not ready to receive them the way you can now. You were not ready to hold the space they need. You were not ready to be the person they are coming back to. But now you are. Now you have grown. Now you have healed. Now you have become someone who can love without losing themselves. And that is the only way this could work. That is the only way this reunion could survive. Because the old version of you would have fallen back into the same traps. The old version of you would have let fear dictate your responses. The old version of you would have pushed them away again. But this version? This version is different. This version has learned the secret. And the secret is this. Love does not hold on too tightly. Love does not demand certainty. Love does not need to control the outcome. Love simply stays. It stays open. It stays available. It stays present. And that is what you are going to do. You are going to stay. Not because you have to. Not because you are afraid to lose them again. But because you choose to. And that choice is the most powerful thing you can make. It is the choice that breaks the cycle. It is the choice that rewrites the story. It is the choice that finally sets both of you free. So when they arrive, do not rush. Do not overwhelm. Do not try to fix everything at once. Just be there. Let them see you. Really see you. And let yourself see them. The person in front of you is not the person who left. That person is gone. This person is new. This person is standing at your doorstep with trembling hands. And they are hoping, desperately hoping, that you will let them in. So let them in. Not cautiously. Not conditionally. But fully. Because that is what you have been waiting for. That is what this entire journey has been about. Not getting back what you lost, but receiving what has been returning to you all along. And now it is here. Now it is real. Now it is yours. But the story does not end here. Because every return leads to a new beginning. And the new beginning is filled with its own questions. Its own challenges. Its own beautiful unknowns. And in the next part, I will tell you about the most important of those questions. The one that will shape everything that comes after. The one that will determine whether this reunion becomes a new life, or another lesson. Stay with me. Just a little longer. The deepest layer is still ahead.